What's up, everybody? It's Common Censored
It's your boy Truck Fit Dre.
and Lord Sterling, and we've got some pretty interesting stuff for everybody to check out tonight. It's our 5th episode. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. And let's jump into some possibly good news first. How about that? You down?
Yeah, I'm definitely down for good news.
All right. Is big tech in danger? We've got an interesting video with one of my favorites, Robert Barnes, on the Viva and Barnes show from Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And Barnes is detailing this lawsuit that's happening in Utah, I believe it is. And it has big implications for tech. Like, it could potentially result in Google being split apart and having to sell YouTube. So let's take a couple minutes and listen to this. Feel free to jump in at any time, and I'll pause it. And yeah, here we
Yeah,
go.
they doing the same thing to Intel. Intel is now about to change. They're about to go from one into two companies. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Intel chip manufacturer is separating from Intel, and it's going to be a separate entity.
Nice. We
And
need
then,
we need a whole lot of Hulk smash going on with these oligopolies that we
yeah,
have.
and the same thing with Amazon. If Jeff Bezos loses that lawsuit to the FTC, then shit, they're gonna break him up too.
That's epic. We're gonna have to get into that sometime soon too. It's especially
Yeah,
important as well for big tech, considering the whole concept of our show, Common Censored, where
right,
we're all against censorship, and if they're broken apart into a variety of entities, then
right,
it may be more difficult for them to be controlled and have their strings pulled, like has been happening lately. So
right.
yeah, let's check this out.
I assume there's because it's the state of Utah bringing suit through the Attorney General's Division of Consumer Protection, bringing it. It's sort of de facto a class claim on behalf of all the people of Utah, because it's the Attorney General representing the interest of all the people of Utah. It may have been the case they obtained some of that information in a manner that there's still a protective or confidential provision applied to. That's all I could assume. Otherwise, I didn't know why.
And by the way, I love it when Robert politely corrects me. It wasn't a class action. It was the Attorney General of Utah, where apparently, I didn't know this, Utah has the highest per capita rate of children in the country.
Those Mormons have a lot of kids.
I was going to say, I can understand why.
This is a couple minutes long, just so you know. I wanted to leave that part in about Utah just so we had a little bit of background on the type of lawsuit and where it's going on.
Easily.
Right.
All right, so that's interesting. So they might have redacted it because they're still getting consent for the. Anyway,
This is like the last prong of big tech. Like, you have the monetization of people's information and use being attacked as unjust enrichment in the Oracle suit. You have Google and Apple and all of them, but right now Google, the primary focus. They're leveraging one asset to secure a monopoly in another asset area or economic area, being challenged in the antitrust suit that could break them apart permanently and force them to sell YouTube. And now this is the third prong, which is that one of the great harms that this suit highlights is that the major levels of social media use are directly correspondent to dramatic increases in mental health illness amongst young people. You can time it directly, and you have, like the Thin Line or something, like, I forget the title of it, but the Creepy Line. I think Creepy Thin Line.
Creepy Line.
Like that.
Have you heard about
multiple
that
documentaries by people who help?
The Creepy Line. It's all about the testing and research that they've done on the psychological results and techniques used by big tech to manipulate people, and it's creepy. It's its name.
Wow.
It's worth checking out.
Create a lot of these social media apparatus have said that this is very detrimental. And what is it?
Like, one of the co-founders of Facebook has come out and said, this is really bad for kids. It's basically designed to create these dopamine hits and get people addicted, and it causes all kinds of depression and mental issues. So even people who are involved with the creation have come out and blown the whistle on how chaotic and how bad it is for kids, basically.
One, it's badly harming the mental health of children. That's the legal basis of the injury that they're seeking to remedy and preclude from continually occurring. The consumer fraud part, because it's brought by the Consumer Protection Division, is twofold. It's one, that they're manipulating their technology to manipulate the dopamine of vulnerable population, namely children, to increase addictiveness, knowing it then leads to mental health illness, but also that they have committed fraud because they lie in their product, saying to the public in Utah and around the world that they don't cause harm, that they are, quote, safe for children. They know that statement to be materially false. So this goes beyond whether there's a side effect that you know about that you're causing mental health illness, and goes to them lying about what their product does and lying about what they're doing for to impact children as well. If you take out this prong, where if they can't manipulate anymore, if they can't monetize anymore, and they can't monopolize anymore, big tech is dead. And that's why it's so you add that to the ability to regulate big tech as a utility in the Texas Florida cases before the Supreme Court. And the next 2 years in courts are going to determine the fate and future of big tech.
It's interesting.
So that's pretty exciting. We could see some really positive developments theoretically. What do you think?
Fuck you, Bill Gates.
Yeah, and Susan Wojcicki at YouTube, and Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, and all of you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the worst.
That's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I just feel bad for all of the people who are on YouTube and this is their breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way in hell that they're going to allow it to remain to be monetized like it is now if that lawsuit is won. But they say it's going to be a 2-year fight. You know what I mean? No wonder why all of this crazy shit is going on. Like, all of the power structures like that are being challenged right now, they just want to do away with us so they don't got to deal with none of this shit. And it all makes sense. It's not just YouTube, it's the intelligence agencies. You know what I'm saying? The intelligence agencies are worried about Trump getting back in the office because they know they're gonna have hell to pay. Then you got the banks, you know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody to pull their money out because people are thinking about Dodd-Frank now, you know, that law that y'all president Barack Hussein Obama
I forgot
signed
about
into law.
Frank.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? They can keep your motherfucking money. If the bank need to prop up themselves, they can just keep your money and say, well, if I don't know what to tell you, we had to keep it so we can stay in business.
So messed
Frank,
up.
2016.
Damn. So crazy.
Yep. Yeah, man.
So let's jump into sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, I told it's making it easier to understand like why the power structures are freaking out, and like everybody, like they all just want World War. Yeah, they just want us to die, so they ain't got to deal with us no more.
Basically, the age old.
He's it was one of the Rockefellers that said it is easier to kill 1 million people than it is to control 1 million people.
Oh man, that's a hardcore quote. Good pull. Really good pull. It's crazy. Another way they can control us is with oil, right? And if they're screwing with our oil supplies, then it could be big problems for everybody. You sent me this article earlier. Anything you wanted specifically to talk about in regards to this?
Yeah, man. Novak says oil could hit $300 a barrel. Right now, it's let's see, what is it right now, bro? I think it's like $100 a barrel, or just last week it was $91 a barrel, and then it went up. Hold on. Let's see what the price per barrel is right now. Oil barrel price. So right now, today, it actually fucking dropped. So crude is at 87. Crude is at $87.69 right now. So, and there's another one that says that crude is at $90.29. So between there, so it's like if I'm already paying on an average $4.50 a gallon, cars are paying on average like $3 and some change. You know what I'm saying? Like the price that went down nationwide a little bit, but just imagine if that fucking price triples.
Yeah,
You'll
seriously.
therefore have $12 a gallon. You'll have like $13, $14 a gallon diesel, and you'll have like $9 a gallon regular gasoline. Even E85 ethanol is going to be, it's going to be about $9 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Basically, everything grinds to a halt at that point.
everything. And
Shipping
what do you
stops.
need? What do you need to fight a war? What is the big? What is it? What are the big? What is the one of the big components of fighting a war? You need fucking
Supply
diesel fuel.
lines. Oh,
Well,
diesel,
no,
yeah,
you
for
need
sure.
diesel. Yeah, you need diesel fuel. Yeah, all of the military vehicles, they are not regular vehicles, bro. They run off of diesel fucking power, right? So they're gonna put us to the back. They're gonna put us to the back, just like they're doing our some of our soldiers who have missing limbs right now. They put them on the fucking back burner so they could help Israel and Ukraine with some of their soldiers with prosthetic limbs. Do you know that? Like our own U.S. troops have been put on a fucking list who were supposed to be getting their prosthetic limbs this year. Yeah, they've been called within the last 2 weeks to set
No
2 or 3 weeks.
way, dude.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to hold on. And now that Israel, their soldiers, didn't had some troubles. Now you're gonna have to hold on a little bit later, right?
That's
And
so
we're
fucked
funding
up.
this shit. We
All
fund
at the same
60%.
time, they're giving 9 grand to people migrants for housing, for rent. They're giving people 9 grand, and we have
What?
vets that are yeah, dude.
Hold on, bro. I'm tired as a motherfucker, y'all. I'm lounging in the truck. I can't sit up today, back hurting. But I had to sit up for that one. You say these motherfuckers is getting 9,000?
Yeah.
Bro, that is crazy. And you know what type of cell phone they get?
What kind?
A fucking iPhone. A brand new iPhone 15. Every fucking migrant that you see in the motherfucking airport, I've traveled a lot of airports over the last couple of weeks. You're a truck driver, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you don't feel like driving home, or you go get hired by a new company, you got to fly out. These motherfuckers all got brand new iPhones. I asked one of the Somalian brothers where he get it. He said, government gave.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
is that real? So they giving these
so
motherfuckers
insane.
15 to 200. They giving these motherfuckers $1,500 cell phones, and they get 9,000 for rental assistance.
At least in Chicago, yeah, and this is from Zero Hedge. You ever go to Zero Hedge?
Nuh-uh.
It's a great website. Lots of financial stuff. They've got all like the big latest news with the really good takes. They've got kind of a funny theme going on where every article they post is by Tyler Durden, even though a lot of them are like reposts from other places that kind of aggregate articles from different
Tyler
spots.
Durden,
Yeah,
fucking
they
Fight
got Fight
Club.
Club.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
awesome. They're
Man.
really great.
I
So
am
yeah,
Tyler
we got
Durden.
9 grand being given to migrants while we have vets here that are struggling and have no outlet and nothing, it's
Taxpaying
beyond
citizens.
reprehensible.
I move freight for our Americans, and I pay a lot of motherfucking taxes, right? Imagine if I fucking fell on bad times. You think they give me 9,000 or iPhone 15 or even a fucking phone? You think they will? No, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. Our government don't give two shits about us. This is all a ploy. This is what they're talking about, the great
Yep,
replacement. They're replacing
exactly.
the liberals who are coming over to the Republican Party with fucking people who ain't from here and who don't speak our native language and who do not have the same beliefs, right?
Yep.
So
And they try to they do like a straw man. They call it like white replacement or whatever, as if it's just white people that are getting
no,
replaced.
it's not
It's
just white people. Let's say
everybody.
American replacement, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Original fucking
exactly.
American replacement. Y'all need to stop. And see, the liberals, they play like these fucking like they do spells, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They do spells with their words, you know what I'm saying? They play word gymnastics, and they make some shit
Right.
sound what it's not, you know what I'm saying? So
Those
that is
euphemisms that
totally,
Knowles was talking about.
yeah, bro,
Controlling
like that
words,
is
controlling
totally
minds.
crazy.
Totally
I
crazy,
can't
right?
believe that. Yeah, I can't
So
believe that.
something else that's super crazy. We have information coming out of Israel that there was allegedly a stand down that allowed the Hamas attacks to occur. And you're
Kind of
familiar
like
with false
9/11,
flag attacks.
like when
Yeah,
when NORAD
Parkland.
jets were scrambled, and then fucking fucking Cheney told him to stand down, kind of like that, huh?
Exactly, dude.
It makes
Kind of
sense.
like how yeah, kind of like how
It makes
Uvalde
sense.
police were ordered not to enter the building for 2 hours or whatever it was, or how
Yeah,
January 6th, no police responded for
yeah,
like forever, and
yeah, bro.
Pelosi
All of
calling,
that.
refusing
Yeah,
to call.
with the children, demonic entities, they feed off of fear of children. That's why, and
Right.
yeah, they feed off of fear of children. So I believe that it might sound crazy to y'all, but I believe that was a demonic ritual what they did to those kids in Uvalde, just like what happened in Columbine, all of that type stuff. And we're in October. This is the witching month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to get real demonic in the air. So
Any
it
idea
all
if
makes sense.
Uvalde is on a ley line?
Bro, we need to study that, bro.
Yeah, because
It
Alex, he's always
fucking
talking
might
about
be.
the interdimensional aliens and how they would sacrifice people to feed off the fear, and like the Aztec times at pyramids
Right.
built at intersections of ley lines because they feed on those
Yeah.
base vibrations.
Yeah.
To want
Yeah,
fear and
bro.
anger, and yeah.
Yeah.
So this is not you just making this up. This is like a a
That's
concept that's
yeah, most
going
definitely.
around.
Yes, most definitely.
Yep, just for anybody who's not familiar with that idea, check this out. This is coming out of Israel. Some real crazy stuff about this stand down.
Netanyahu intentionally let Hamas kill Israelis. Both the IDF and the Israeli Air Force both stood down for 7 hours. You won't believe what a Jewish charity leader told me today.
Israel has the most sophisticated intelligence in the world. There was no way the government didn't know that that was going to happen. We're friendly with several good people in Israel. One is Rabbi Hanania Weissman. He knows a lot of people in Israel. He knows.
Yes, sir.
So their intelligence is more advanced than fucking CIA.
Well, I would say they're basically the same organization at this point. At this point, you know what I mean?
That's crazy, bro.
They've
All right,
yeah.
keep going.
Like Epstein, he's a creation of Mossad and the CIA kind of simultaneously with Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, who was a big Mossad guy. And yeah, so
Yeah, they smoked his ass and threw him off his motherfucking boat while he was on the little fish trip.
yeah, exactly. So
All right,
crazy,
my
dude.
bad. I'm sorry, Ghislaine. I'm sorry,
Oh, no.
Ghislaine. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta keep it 100.
I'm sorry that she's named Ghislaine. That's
You know what I
I'm
mean?
just kidding. For anybody else
Yeah.
who's got that
What
name, it's a
happened?
lovely name. She's just kind of
Yeah,
ruined it like the
happened
Nazis
to
ruined the
Ghislaine?
swastika.
She is a baddie too. Like, Ghislaine, you could have got knocked down if you were fucking with them little kids. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Unforgivable. Unforgivable.
You know what I mean?
Confidential sources that he shared with us their information about the stand down order. He sent out a missive that indeed the IDF was given stand down orders, both the Army and the Air Force, 7 hours to stand down while those attacks took place. And this allowed the terrorists to come in and begin slaughtering and torturing the citizens. Personally, I think that this situation is akin to a family keeping a rabid dog in their home and then blaming the dog when the baby gets bitten. The parents needed to remove the dog many weeks ago, right? Before the dog had a chance to injure somebody in the family. So I look at the government of Israel, and they really needed to make sure that these people did not proliferate on their borders. And so they are held partially accountable for having to now go kill God's creations in order to secure their border. This should never have happened.
Super messed up. So yeah, Biden,
and I don't fuck with y'all InfoWars. I mean, no, that's Alex Jones. I'm tripping. I'm thinking of fucking Shank and all those guys. My bad.
yeah, Young Turks.
yeah, Young Turks. My bad. I'm sorry. Imposters.
Named after
my
the
bad.
perpetrators of the Armenian genocide. Like,
right.
Insane.
Yeah.
So insane. Yeah, InfoWars is great. Band.video, tons of epic stuff. Crazy, right?
Bro.
So it's all, just like this is a pattern.
Mind blowing.
Every time it's always a stand down with these sketchy circumstances.
And then, bro, it's just like the day the next day after the attacks, there was supposed to be a big fucking protest against Bibi Netanyahu, like a huge. So
yeah, and then he's like all of a sudden in favor, because the war footing, everybody looks to the strong leader, and it put him in a position where he could solidify his grasp on power again. And and it's definitely a complicated situation. I don't know if you saw this clip
After
from
being
Joe
there, man,
Rogan,
holy shit.
but this girl lived in the West Bank, and she has an interesting account of what it's like over there. So, obviously, I'm not saying Hamas is good. I think that Israel and Hamas both have a lot of problems, and I'm not
right.
taking
But
taking any
bro, we
sides of
gotta
this.
keep it 100. They had these niggas in like prison camps.
Yeah, that's
for
what she's
years,
talking
bro.
about here. Yeah, since the
Yeah,
60s, I think. So check this out. This
yeah,
is
bro.
like
Since
berserk.
74, bro.
Yeah,
Since
yeah, it's
74. Like we wasn't even
outrageous.
born in 74. Like, what the fuck? Bro, I'm about to be
Yeah.
40 years old. Like, these niggas has been in prison camps for bro, they can't even leave unless they like allowed to. They got to get passes and shit like to leave outside of that zone. Like they got zones where they're zone. Like it's fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
But I
So you can like
still
understand them wanting to act out, but targeting innocent
target
civilians
innocent people. Yeah, no.
is off limits,
Right.
period. Against every doctrine of war, like through modern history,
Yeah. Yeah, them people ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. Like though we all God's creations, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? You don't do that to you do that
Exactly.
to the you know Hamas. You know Hamas in scripture, when it's translated, it means the evil one. You know what I'm saying? So
Interesting.
yeah, Hamas is not it's not a holy word. But my bad, bro. We all right, we let's
Oh,
get
it's all
back to it.
good. And Israel
All right.
created Hamas too.
and stuff. After being there, man, holy shit. I feel like people have no idea I didn't even know what the hell was going on until I went to Palestine and saw how crazy it was. But
what is it like? Give me your thoughts on your
So
experience.
everyone mistakenly thinks that Hamas like controls Palestine. That's not true at all. There's 3 different areas that were drawn up with the original partition. It's the West Bank, which is totally under military rule by Israel. And then there's the Gaza Strip, which is like the open air prison, which they bomb the shit out of like every couple of years, and Hamas controls that area. And then there's Jerusalem, which is an international city center that both Arabs and Jews live in. But the West Bank has been occupied militarily since 1967, and it's complete martial law. There's checkpoints. All political parties are illegal. You can't having a gun is like the least of it. You can't hold a flag. You can't belong to a political party. You literally can't do shit if you're a Palestinian. You just have to sit there and submit. And even if you share a photo of someone who was like killed by an Israeli soldier, you go to jail, and you go to jail for the amount of like months yeah, based on the shares and likes of the photo, they'll penalize you more and put you in prison for longer and longer. I mean, I'll just tell you one story.
If you put a photo on social media, like you put
of someone who
on Facebook,
died, and they'll be like, "You're sharing a martyr and inciting people to like commit suicide, like on behalf of Palestinians. You go to jail," and they put them in jail. There's 99.7% conviction rate. Kids are tortured. Kids are in prison. It is absolutely insane. We went to the first day that we were there. We went to a funeral of some guy, some farmer who was shot by Israeli forces. And we went to the funeral. It was horrible. You know, all the women are wailing and crying. And as we're leaving, the Israeli forces had set up a checkpoint right outside of this dude's house and started tear gassing and shooting rubber bullets like at people who were simply attending the funeral, just to punish people for attending the funeral. We went to another girl's house named Aya, who got shot in the vagina for peacefully protesting at some protest, and they shot 200 people that day. One guy next to her died, another guy was paralyzed. They have a policy called shoot to cripple, where they shoot guys in the dicks. Yeah,
bro. Okay,
fucking...
okay, bro. Yeah, bro.
None of that is okay, at all. Like keeping it 100, I would want to flip out if I was there too, but I wouldn't attack kids and innocent civilians.
Y'all could be mad at all y'all want. I cannot stand behind that. I can't.
Not at all.
If that's what Israel is doing, no, I can't stand behind that, bro. I don't.
That's
stand
way
behind
worse than King George,
bro.
You know what I mean? Like
King George was like that, bro.
like they've got it way bad.
Are
Like the
you
founding fathers
serious?
would have flipped shit if they
Shit,
were subjected to anything like that. It would have been a bloodbath.
bro. So it's almost like, how can you say that, oh, we're God's chosen people, and then treat people like that?
Yeah,
It's a
I saw
total
something about that
contradiction.
lately. Some of the scripture that I saw was it talked about, God's chosen people not being necessarily Israelis, but anybody who takes Jesus as their savior. And it specifically
Right,
states that it's not just a matter of ethnicity, it's anybody who takes Jesus into your heart.
right.
And so those are
You know
all
what I'm saying?
God's children.
It sound like these were the people God was talking about in Revelation when he said, they are of the synagogue of Satan. Those,
Mm.
that's the type of Jew. That's the, I shouldn't say that word. That's the type of Israelites y'all claim to be. Y'all of the synagogue of Satan. If that's what y'all doing to people, you guys are not the true Israel. You guys are not the true Israelites, bro. If that's what you guys are doing to people over there, and you're okay with it, you're not of the true bloodline, bro. Let's stop it, bro.
Yeah. Talk about
Yeah,
blowback,
that's
like
crazy.
the CIA teaches about blowback and how like when we installed the Shah in Iran in the 1950s, it resulted in them hating us and wanting to attack us, and it's been just a
Right,
cycle that keeps going. This
right.
is like classic blowback. If you're doing this to people, they're gonna blow you up. They're gonna do anything they can, and they're not gonna care if it's civilians that they hit in this circumstance. Like so. This is just a super
Cripple
messed up
the man.
situation.
Are you serious? Shoot him in the dick. We're gonna shoot him in the dick, and we're gonna shoot her in the pussy. That is
Yeah,
fucking sick shit, bro.
sick. Very
You
very sick.
Yeah, like it has to be something wrong with you. Like if that's crazy. All right, bro. What's this one right here? Vivek
Just jumping on.
Ramaswamy.
What do you think about Vivek?
I think he's a controlled opposition. I think he's a Democrat in the fucking Republican Party. And if he gets elected, if he
Really?
was ever to get elected, we see his true colors. Yeah, bro. He's a fucking Republican Barack Obama.
I disagree. I think he's amazing. And with Obama, when he was running, and I was like exposing him beforehand with along with people like Alex Jones and everything, with his documentary, The Obama Deception, and Joel
Right.
Gilbert's documentary, Dreams from My Real Father, and everything Obama said was carefully crafted to be Marxism wrapped in an American flag. But if you look beneath
Right.
the surface level, all the subtext was collectivism and Marxism. Whereas Vivek, everything he says is highly nuanced, fundamental libertarianism that I've scarcely heard anybody else speak about with such a nuanced and complete grasp over it. It's like Ron Paul with Obama's speaking ability, except he doesn't need a teleprompter. And I know there's like a lot of stuff going on around in the news about him, like the WEF connection. And it turns out he actually sued them in court for listing him without their permission. And he got them to take him off the website and agreed not to list anybody in the future without their permission.
Yeah.
The Paul and Daisy Soros connection was a scholarship that he won by applying in when he was like 20 something, and it didn't come with any strings attached. It's free money. He should take it, absolutely. So there are people that have concerns about him. People said that he went to like a Jesuit high school, that he's been trained by the Jesuits. I don't know much about that, but I mean, people can't choose where they go to high school and stuff like that. Even if he was on the left, he's I believe wholeheartedly that he's made a real transition to the right, because the degree of specificity and nuanced level that he takes philosophical discussions off the cuff, it's just something that can't easily be faked. Either he's legit and is like the best political candidate in 200 years aside from Ron Paul, or he's the best actor I have ever seen, the best and smartest actor with the most diverse intellectual
He,
background, and
He's
Sorry, go ahead.
highly intelligent, and the motherfucker can talk. That's why he make me nervous. Like
Yeah,
he make me
I
nervous. Like
understand that. I
you know what I'm
totally
saying?
understand that.
Like
I
I
but
mean,
yeah.
he almost reminds me of Gavin Newsom, bro. Like the motherfucker can talk. He has a skill. You know what I'm saying? You know Gavin Newsom lying when he talk, but the motherfucker make it sound real good. I can't stand
Yeah.
his funk that.
It's a lot
But
of
his policies
platitudes
are so
with Newsom,
horrible.
though.
Yeah, his policies are so horrible, and what he did in California, like nobody, like you got to be a dumb motherfucker if you elect that.
Yeah, for sure.
Skittles,
He's like
Skittles.
literal Satan.
Did you hear the
He's like the
Skittles
Joker.
story?
I don't think so.
Nigga, they outlawed Skittles
What'd you call me?
in the entire state of fucking
Oh
California
God,
because of
Skittles.
this
Yeah,
motherfucker.
right.
Because of
He-
like yellow 6 and like uh uh what is it? Glycerol, glycerin, some like there's
Glycerol.
like 3 fucking chemicals that's like literally in everything, right? And he's banning one of the fucking products that has these 3, and it's Skittles, nigga. It's Skittles. Like, bro, motherfuckers cannot walk down the street in downtown LA right now. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's so insane. Like, you got
Yeah.
all of this shit. Like, bro, you fucked up the trucking industry with the AB5 regulation. Fuel is high. You signed off on the fucking Exxon not being able to transport 30,000 barrels a fucking day from the Santa Barbara fucking coastline. You know what I'm saying? The Burbank coastline. Like, bro, it's so much shit. And nigga, you worried about Skittles? Skittles.
It's madness.
Taste the
Plus,
rainbow?
like the idea. Fuck Eminem. You can call
I
me
can't
Skittles,
taste the
motherfucker.
rainbow.
Dude,
Yeah, like,
nobody can taste the rainbow in California. I mean, they all want to taste the rainbow flavored
Right.
dildos and whatnot, but nobody's allowed to have Skittles. But
I'm fucking dead.
that's like
It's
a
like,
salty cracker. But, you know.
yeah, bro. It's like, what in the fuck? Like, where's the salt shakers at? Come on, Gavin. Like, this is
The
crazy,
shake
bro.
weights. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
salt shaker. Oh
Yeah,
man,
bro.
yeah. So super messed up. Yeah, Gavin Newsom is literally like the Joker, just like a
He
fiendish
is,
monster
bro.
with a gleam
Fucking,
of evil in his eyes.
hey,
Oh,
what they call it?
total sociopath.
American Psycho, bro. Like, he's
Yeah, that's
him.
him. Patrick Bateman.
That's him. Oh God,
Yeah,
that's him, bro. I swear.
yeah, totally.
Oh, good
Um,
shit.
but Vivek, I'd advise giving him a chance. Did you see his interview with Sean Ryan, the Navy
Bro,
SEAL guy?
I've seen all his, bro, from Sean Ryan to the PBD show, bro, Tucker, bro, fucking Ben Shapiro, every single fuck. I can't stop watching the dude, bro. He just sounds,
He's so
bro.
good.
It's like, is this shit too good to be true, or is that really him? You know what I'm saying? But bro, the
Yeah.
dude is a fucking he a monster, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. Okay, I would take a chance on Vivek. I mean, shit. He got to be more competent than motherfucking Biden. But this is the thing, though. But like Vivek, does he kind of like seem like the type where like if you backed him into a corner, he would cave?
Not to me. He seems very resolute to me, and the fact that he's got so much money on his own, I feel like he's like an
He
alpha
got
that
that
you
back.
just like you can't push him around. I feel like,
Yeah, he do got that bag. He got that bag. He got a
you know what I
bag, bro.
mean?
Yeah, he
His
got a
plan that he
bag.
lays out on Sean Ryan about like the precise details of every nuanced method that you can use to dismantle the bureaucratic administrative state. It makes everybody else's plan. It makes all the other candidates look like sloppy children. I've never seen anything so focused and detailed,
Man.
and it just completely blew my mind.
Hey, the only thing I don't like, bro, is fucking he supports 15 he supports 15-minute cities in AI, bro.
No way.
Like
No way.
I
Maybe
bro,
some AI stuff, but there's no way he supports 15-minute cities.
okay, in one of his interviews, bro, I swear I was watching this fucking, I was picking up a load. The week before last week, I was picking up a load in Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? It was like 20,000 pound light load.
MPLS.
Yeah, bro. So look, I had just delivered a load to the Minnesota State Correctional Facility. Like I delivered 12,000 pounds of commissary to the pen in Minnesota, bro. Right. So
Whoop, whoop.
fucking, and and I left there and went to pick up another one. I was like, damn, this is my first time ever being able to like leave a correctional, like come and leave a correctional facility like when I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? No service is sent. You know what I'm saying? So, so I swear, people, this is my proof. I just gotta be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, but I haven't lived that life in a long time. But so, like he was saying, like basically, like AI is gonna change the world and like it's gonna extend life. Like people are gonna be like living beyond like 120 years old and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
life extension
damn, like, you know,
technologies.
yeah,
At
and
least
yeah,
if
he was talking
Vivek
about
would
how
give it to everybody, because you know
huh?
the breakaway civilization, they want to hoard the life extension technology for themselves and wipe all
Right.
us all up. But Vivek, he'd pursue it because it's inevitable, but he'd make sure that it's
He
open
did say
sourced
that.
and
Hey, he did say that. He did say like fucking he said it's not only going to extend life, but it'll save the world. Like he did say like fucking he supports like everybody having access to it and it being, and if not, it being extremely cheap. You know what I'm
right there
saying?
you go. So
And he
it's
was
like
also talking about like how it's gonna like he's in support of it, but he doesn't like how it's gonna take like lawyers, doctor, like none of those people will be like usable no more. Like we'll just be like regular human beings. And then he started talking about fucking universal income, and that's when he lost me. I was like, oh no.
oh man, is he supported universal income? As a libertarian, it makes it hard for me to imagine that he does. But we'll have to
He was just, but it basically, I don't know if he was saying he was basically saying it has to be a form of universal income because all of the jobs that AI is going to take. So it's
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
this is like sounds like the Jacques Fresco, the Venus project type thing where AI will enable such abundant creation of resources and automation
yeah,
of tasks that
right,
it'll essentially render work obsolete. And this is like a typical futurist type view of the extrapolation of this AI tech into the future. That's I don't think that under those type circumstances everything changes basically, and the normal laws of
yeah,
economics and stuff that we think about nowadays don't really apply. So with infinite
right,
resource creation capability, like if AI figures out like the secrets of alchemy, and we can take any atom and turn it into another atom, or any group of atoms and just transmute them into whatever atoms we want them to be, turning lead into gold, for instance, like the old alchemical goal.
yeah,
Everything changes at that point, and universal basic income like becomes something that you wouldn't even really need it because people could just like take whatever they want, really. It's so
right, yeah,
it's everything gets really complex and weird with that whole situation. But yeah, with limited resources and taxpayers paying for stuff, universal basic income is not an option, and theoretically it's horrible an idea that will is guaranteed to destroy your economy if you don't have
hell
infinite resources.
yeah.
But here, Vivek gets this really rude lady at his town hall in New Hampshire the other day on USA Today,
What is that
and
shit hanging out of her mouth? Like, is that a fucking like lip ring with a fucking like wallet chain connected to it? What in the shit?
where on here?
In the bottom left hand corner of the
Oh,
video, brother.
yeah, I
Like,
don't
what
know.
the
That's
fuck is that, dude? Like, I've been listening to every word you're saying, bro, but I could not take my eyes off it. Like, what in the fuck is this? Is that a cyborg, bro? Like,
sadly,
what
sadly,
the
it
fuck,
looks like one
dude?
of those vibrators that like. Yeah, never mind.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. It's not my bag, baby. I'm good.
man, that's crazy,
Sadly,
bro.
though, we'll never know because she disappears within like 5 frames, and it's
Oh
a
shit.
totally different lady. That check this out though. This lady
Oh,
is
okay.
wicked rude. Oh, whoops, wrong screen. Hold on, here we go.
We'll go to the back there, and then we'll come back up front here.
Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you. You've expressed some illogical and dangerous positions just about everything under the sun, but I will only bring up a few points today.
Okay. Just be respectful of everyone, but we'll
Yes,
pick your favorite ones. Thank you.
Just a few years ago, we all saw firsthand the disastrous results when a ruthless capitalist, a scam artist, a showman, and a liar with no public service experience became the president of the United States. And yet
Bitch,
we are
you
here
got put
again.
there by
My fellow New
CNN.
Hampshire residents are being
Yeah.
manipulated by showmen and Trump wannabes to win our votes.
Shut up, bitch.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you may be a millionaire and you may know how to avoid paying taxes by incorporating companies in Bermuda. But
Billionaire,
let's
bitch.
talk about
Say
your
it
lack
right.
of job
Billionaire.
qualifications.
Get your facts straight.
You're not qualified
Right.
to become the principal of my children's school of only 1,000 students. You're not qualified to be the select board of my town with a population of 16,000 people. And you're definitely not
Is this a
qualified to
question or a
run the
speech?
highest
Town,
office of our
bitch, shut
nation
up.
to govern 330 million Americans. Spewing nonsensical, fast-talking, empty words, interspersed with name-dropping Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, should not be misconstrued as knowledgeable. We
Okay,
Americans
Joe
should
Biden.
stop thinking that rich men who fund their campaigns and
She got
manipulate us
Mike,
into thinking that they're
Michelle
smart
talking
or
to her here,
savvy
though.
are qualified
Yeah,
for
for
the
real.
presidency, to receive the codes to
Mikey.
launch nuclear weapons, and to become the commander-in-chief of our military forces.
Somebody in the background. Is there a question here? Because she's just rambling, like giving a speech.
Right.
So
Right.
offensive, man. And everything she says is completely wrong. Like,
Bullshit.
like her whole opinion on Trump, and you can tell that everything that she's saying is just the programming, the NPC programming.
Some unsophisticated, unsuspected, loudmouth showman, the TV, television, president. Shut up, bitch.
Shut up. Yeah, and like, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yes, it's
Good
coming.
Lord.
Mr. Ramaswamy, if we American voters, thank you, it's coming.
Hurry up.
We'll let her finish. We'll give her a chance to finish.
Thank you.
But
Mr.
it ends with a question
Ramaswamy,
mark, though.
yes.
Thank you.
You a transplant. You ain't from here.
Yeah, thank you, you will. Yeah. If we American voters keep supporting self-promoting showmen who treat the US presidency or vice presidency as an entry-level position, then we, the American people, are to blame for the destruction of our democratic institutions. Please, your thoughts.
Thank you.
There wasn't even a question. That was a statement.
Right.
Just, what are your thoughts? That's not a question. Like, oh my God. But he destroys
Chop
her
their
here.
ass.
Yeah, he's really good at this.
Okay,
I appreciate that.
before you answer,
I want to answer that. Yeah.
I know you want to answer, and I want you to answer. But everyone, remember, everyone's in here at the same time. You can make your point, but get to the question first. Try to. Okay.
This is USA Today. I'm surprised they actually this guy actually stood up for him, because USA Today is such garbage. They got busted last year for writing dozens and dozens of fake articles, just completely made up stuff. One of their writers got outed for it. So USA Today.
Hey, bro, is that Van Jones with a haircut or some shit?
I don't think so. It looks kind of like him though.
And hard questions are welcome. Just to end them with the question mark is all I say.
It looks like him for sure.
So here's what I will say.
He's far more reasonable though. You know, like Van Jones
Right.
would have been like in favor of the lady and like
That's
come
why I
on and
was like,
attack
damn,
Vivek.
you look like Van, like what's going on?
Totally.
What do I hear embedded in that question? There's a fundamental skepticism of somebody who comes from outside and take as an entry-level job. That was what was in your question, which I think is a valid criticism.
As if somehow having worked in government previously is a prerequisite for having a government job. Like the whole purpose of DC is to take people who are not in government, bring them in to work and do their public service, and then leave. And the whole
Like
system has been
like Alexandria, I shit on myself with Cortez.
occasional continents.
What's that bitch like a fucking barista or some shit? Like working in a restaurant.
Yeah,
like,
she tried
on,
out
bro.
as like an audition to play the role of it's like one of these leftist foundation, one of these like groups. They were hiring people, like, literally casting for their candidate. So ridiculous.
An entry-level job to be the US president. Let me just share with you one of my learnings in this campaign. We have an imperfect system right now, and you all face imperfect choices in that system. We were talking about this backstage. What was the number one learning for me? This is a super PAC puppet game. It's my number one learning coming in from the outside. You're told that candidates actually run campaigns that you fund by giving $35 contributions. Nonsense. The system is funded by not multimillionaires, multi-billionaires who use politicians in both parties, Democrat and Republican Party, as their puppets. The super PACs are a cancer on our system. So if you want to break that system And I'll tell you, it's a law of nature. It's like a law of physics.
Look at how mad she is. She's like heaving.
As the sun rises in the east and sets in the west,
Look at-
every
look at
politician
stupid.
dances to the tune of their biggest donor. It's just a fact. Now, in my case, it is true that that biggest donor is me. Now, do I want a system in which
So
only
gangster.
people who have had the level of success that I've had in the world of business and the American dream are the ones who are able to run for president? No. But is that better than a system where it's somebody else's billionaire puppet that's on that debate stage that actually is just uttering words handed to them by a billionaire-provided super PAC? Yes, I think that's better. And I think if we're going to address the corruption in Washington, D.C., the corruption of people, and there are other candidates in this race that fit this description, making millions of dollars off of connections in government service, afterwards, lobbying in a career using government connections. This is corruption that exists in both parties. Then yes, I do think it will take an outsider to that system coming in to break that system. One of the things that I think we need to stop apologizing for in this country is the power of capitalism.
Yeah.
I have succeeded not in government, and I will not feign having government experience that I don't have. But the people who do have government experience, in some ways, got us into the mess that we're in today. So I think we live in a moment where it will take an outsider, someone who comes from the outside, ideally even someone who comes from the next generation, to reach the next generation of whom we have so many in this room today. I think it will take somebody whose best days, I hope, are still yet ahead in life to see a country whose best days are still yet ahead in life. And I'm not name dropping when I mention Thomas Jefferson. These are people I look up to as our founding fathers. He was 33 years old when he wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Damn.
I'm an old man by comparison.
Jesus age.
He invented the swivel chair while he was at it. That's the founding spirit we need to revive in this country.
What are the odds?
And in this particular moment, yes, I do think it will take an outsider to do it. Yes, I do think it will take an outsider to address our national debt. $33 trillion. We need a CEO in the White House. How does a CEO run a business? How have I run the businesses I've run?
Hyundai Ioniq 6 versus Tesla Model 3. Look what Ioniq 6 has. And what Tesla
too good, bro.
Zero-based.
That's what that's the thing. Like, you know how like the saying too good to be true? In this case, it's so good to me, it's like too good to be fake. Like you can't fake being this good. You know what I mean?
Hey, yeah, that motherfucker, he had talk ice out of Eskimo, fire out of Satan. Good Lord. He good,
Listen
bro.
to this though. It's true. Like like it's one thing to sell somebody, but he's making real points. Like listen to this.
Budgeting. Don't start with last year's budget as the baseline, because last year's budget was broken by the same existing political class. And last year's budget was based on the previous year's budget, which was equally broken by the same corrupt special interest system. So I say break that system. Start with zero as the baseline, and then ask what's actually necessary. You're not going to get that type of leadership from somebody who comes from, I think, within that broken system. So you're right. You do face a choice. As I shared with Nancy earlier, if you want somebody who's going to incrementally reform the bureaucracy and the administrative state, I'm not your candidate. If you want somebody who has government experience as their qualification to be your next president, then I'm not your candidate. But if you want somebody who comes from the outside, a patriot who speaks the truth, uncaptured by the super PACs, willing to get in there and actually gut that shadow government, the corrupt swamp in Washington, D.C., but actually see the job through as a leader from a different generation to reach the next generation, then yes, I am your candidate. And that is why I'm in this race. And the beauty of this is, A, you have the right to speak your mind as does everybody else in this room. That's what makes America beautiful. That's what makes America great. And the part that really makes our system what it is that that choice belongs to you, not to me. And I'm grateful for the opportunity you guys have given us. So next question. Thank you.
Bro, he chopped her ass to fucking pieces, blew her to smithereens. Like, you can't even be mad at, like, bro, that's one of them times, like, you know how, like, you try to get smart with somebody and they come back and so good that you just feel stupid as hell and walk away and don't say shit? He did that to her. Like, literally, what can you say to that? How can there is no rebuttal to that? He too
And this
good.
is
The
like,
boy good. The boy good.
it's so good, dude. And this is like one of the
Man.
things that he has in common with Trump that makes Trump stand out is that Trump is his own man financially. He doesn't have to worry about super
Boom. He don't
PACs. He
need
doesn't have to worry
nobody's.
about big donors. He doesn't
Exactly.
need Putin's pocketbook. You know what I mean? Vivek is the
Exactly.
same way, which makes him equally as dangerous, which is, I think, why, and his willingness to call out the super PACs and everything, like Matt Gaetz the other day on the House floor, calling out all the
Yeah.
big donors and all the booze. I think that's why
Right.
we're hearing all this shit talking about Vivek, is that he's actually a threat. So they're trying
Actually,
to do what they
outside.
did to Trump, which is like, which is why not only you, but a lot of people have like a bad thing about him because everybody's talking shit. I think it's the same thing as he's like
Yeah.
Trump, and they gotta try to destroy him.
And I'm telling you this, bro. I would love to see Uncle Donnie in the office with Vivek as the motherfucking vice president. Tell me that shit wouldn't be gas. Like,
so fire.
Like Trump would just be like, hey, VR, like, man, handle my lightweight for me. I ain't got time for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I got to do some upgrades on the White House right now. You know what I'm saying? These cats over here in Russia talking. I got to go smack up Putin for a second. Talk to these cats for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Vivek is just now, like, and Vivek is such a good debater. Like, he could just do all of the press conferences and chop motherfuckers up while, like, Uncle Donnie just sit back and like eat popcorn and shit, you know what I'm saying? Eating Big Macs and watching fucking basketball and football games. You know how he like to do, you know what I'm saying? Late night watching, you know what I mean? That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? You be boss. Hey Vivek, man, go handle my lightweight, you know what I'm saying? Then he can get that trainer. He can get that trainer for 4 years and then bam, you know what I'm saying? You already got your in the steam. People used to seeing your face. You've been in the White House. You did a good job, better than fucking Obama's predecessor. We're gonna vote you in. That's what can happen, bro. I would love to see them run together, bro. And I would love to see RFK. I think RFK gonna fuck the Democratic Party because, bro, he gonna tell all of his supporters, vote for Donald Trump.
Oh man, that would be epic. They are friends, you know.
Yeah.
He could split the Democratic vote and put Trump at a great advantage. Plus, if Vivek was VP, Trump could take him on his foreign trips and introduce him to the foreign leaders and be like, listen, when I'm not in office, you fucking listen to Vivek because his word is bond and what he says, I back, you know.
Period.
His words are my words. And Trump is a unique guy with a singular posture. He's like one of the only guys that could walk into a room with Putin and Xi and be the boss in the room. Who else is going to do that? Not Ron DeSantis. Nobody from any other country gives a shit about Ron DeSantis. Trump has an international reputation from being a businessman and wielding a lot of clout over multiple generations that's earned him a position of respect where he can walk past the Saudi Arabian prince and slap him on the shoulder and keep walking by, and the prince is like looking over like, who the hell is that? And he turns and sees it's Trump and he's like, oh shit, it's Trump. You know, and he's smiling. And he could pull Putin in and scare him. And Vivek can't do that yet. DeSantis can't do that. Nobody can do that. Only Trump can do that, which is why we need Trump now. But Trump is the right guy to groom somebody like Vivek to be able to do that next. So if we had Trump puts RFK in charge of the jibby jabs and like medical type stuff, and then we get Vivek helping Kash Patel dismantle the administrative state. I don't know if you're familiar with Kash Patel, but he's also like freaking firebrand. You know what I mean? Like he's amazing.
Yeah.
And so potentially bright future for Vivek and everything like that. We got to wrap this up pretty soon, but there's a video that I wanted to play, which I think is pretty powerful. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well, because I hadn't seen this before, but it really puts things in a good perspective. So check this out. This is Kingdom Reacts. You know this guy?
Yeah, I watched this one. I'm subscribed to him too.
Oh, nice. So you might have seen this video that he's about to play here. Check this out.
We all know Trump was once loved by everybody.
Oh,
I want to tell you a story.
The commercial. Sorry, guys. One sec.
Jesus was. What changed?
So I want to ask the question: what did Trump do to deserve this horrible moniker of dictator? Was it lowering taxes? Yes, even for the poor and middle class. Was it the endless regulations he cut? Was it the small businesses who were freed up because of those endless regulations? Maybe it was ending and starting the process to end the forever wars in the Middle East. Or perhaps it was the thousands of troops he had brought home first. Hard to send billions of dollars overseas when you don't have wars going on. And speaking of sending our tax dollars overseas, could it have been him also lowering funding to unelected governing bodies who attempt to dictate policy to the United States, like NATO, the UN, and the WHO? Or was it the Opportunity Zone programs for impoverished neighborhoods? Surely dictators love helping the poor. Was it giving low-level nonviolent inmates a second chance? Or fixing mandatory minimums? Maybe it was when he launched a worldwide effort to stop persecution of gays, or appointing multiple gay ambassadors, or the first openly gay cabinet member. Perhaps it was deporting MS-13, or protecting our borders, or his endless crusade against human and child trafficking. Maybe it was because he appointed more women to his cabinet than any president before.
My God.
In comparison to Biden's firing of all federal employees who didn't comply with his mandates, talking over and over about banning guns and calling his political opposition literal terrorists, where Trump's policies are blatantly those of a dictator. All those manufacturing facilities he brought back, giving the poor a chance to escape poverty again, very dictator-like.
Just going on.
Or maybe it was evening out our suspiciously lopsided trade tariffs. Or getting our soldiers' remains back from North Korea? Was it stopping the threat of nuclear annihilation from North Korea? Or when he gave musicians the right to their songs back so they couldn't be screwed by the music industry anymore? Could it have been approving terminal patients the right to try experimental procedures? Was it the record highs in our stock market, getting Big Pharma to match low prices abroad, or reaching energy independence for the first time in 50 years? What was it?
What was it?
He brokered peace deals all over the Middle East, recorded some of the lowest unemployment numbers in the history of this country. He kept gas in the $2 range and had next to no inflation for his entire 4 years in office, donating his salary to different organizations every single quarter he was in. One's fighting opioid addiction, one's fighting alcoholism, restoring national parks, and on and on. Every bit of this for free. And the whole time while being beaten down by the press, slandered in the media, and bogged down with phony impeachments, and now proven illegal investigations spawned by Hillary Clinton. He was in for 4 years, and he didn't do the horrible things they made you believe he was gonna do. And when you actually read the things he did do, every other policy freed up the American people. How could you call him a dictator? And all while currently sitting idly by while we watch the formation of a real dictator.
So,
dude, like that is the most hard-hitting video tracking all of the great things that Trump did. And there's so many things that they left out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, you know what I mean? I don't know, bro. Hey, we just gonna see how everything plays out. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting for the Speaker of the House. We got a couple of more. There's a lot of issues that we didn't cover today. You know what I mean, y'all? But we both working, man. We both got shit going on. And I'm about 12 hours short on sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 3 hours from like the last couple of days just been cut. You know what I mean? Not even because of our shows, just like maintenance shit coming up with the truck or having to run later into the night, or like fucking thinking you're gonna stop at one time and you stop 2 hours later because you got to find parking. It's just crazy.
Brutal.
So, but as usual, I know everybody got some good information because you're gonna get some jewels and some giblets, you know.
Giblets.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Hey, man, I want y'all to give a huge shout out to bro, man. He does a lot of fucking shit on the backside that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I'll be driving and he'll like I'll be driving and then like I just text my phone and like fucking there's like 5 articles about this, about that, ideas, new shit, like creating the fucking YouTube, like Twitter, and bro, he's doing a lot of shit behind this behind the closed doors that y'all don't see. Fucking all of the cool shit, the Knock 2 Studios, that's bro shit. Y'all support that. Like it's a lot of shit that he does, bro. So I want y'all to shot bro out, you know what I mean? Because it's real important, man. Without him doing this shit, I don't even know if I'd be able to do. Y'all niggas just be seeing videos. It's just me. So he does a lot. He does a lot of shit, bro, that really helps out the channel, bro, and that's gonna propel us forward and hopefully, you know, to continue to grow and find people who are like-minded and unlike-minded, you know what I'm saying, to join the movement. You know what I mean? Because this is an American movement. It's not about left or right. We just want good Americans to come support, and so we can all agree that we just want our country to be healthy. That's it.
Totally. And this has been like a long time coming for me because I'm like a news junkie and I'm constantly watching videos and reading articles about all kinds of crazy stuff. So for me, it's just like taking what I normally do and I'm just like sending everything to myself to track what, you know, take the top things to talk about at the end of the day type thing.
Yeah, bro.
So
Yeah.
natural transition from my normal habits basically. But yeah. I'm on a vampire schedule typically. Anyway, I call it like the reverse human schedule where I'm like going to sleep when everybody's getting up. But I have to train to get up early for this weekend because I'm going to visit a friend's hockey tournament up in Lake Placid.
Yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah.
Watching out for alligators.
The real Lake Placid.
Yeah. They have 2 Olympic rinks up there. 1932 Olympics, I believe, and the 1980 Olympics when the U.S. hockey team beat the Russian team. They call it the Miracle on Ice.
Yeah,
like
yeah, like it looked like a whole bunch of cats just fresh out of high school against grown ass men on steroids and shit. Like,
yeah,
bro,
so it's
like that shit was crazy. Y'all go back and look at some of those Russian dudes. Those was like, bro, them niggas grown ass men. Like, bro,
they're hardcore still today, man. The Spetsnaz and everything, like the training that they do. If you go and watch training videos of Spetsnaz, they put them through crazy stuff. They're trained to just like absorb punches and like wild.
like Alexander Karolin, like one of the greatest wrestlers. Like, bro, Russians are just they tough motherfuckers, bro. Like, it's not somebody you want to like, you know what I mean? Get
hard environment, you know.
Most definitely, they just tough, man.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man. With that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, bro. I don't got nothing else. I'm about to get some Z's, bro. You got anything?
Yeah. I think that pretty much wraps it up. We can come back tomorrow and talk about how hospice patients are being murdered as Medicare incentivizes stealth euthanasia. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Pretty crazy stuff. The Medicare is basically saying you have to reimburse funds for hospice care patients if they live beyond a certain timeline. So these hospice centers are being incentivized to kill their patients so that they don't have to repay all the funds that Medicare is providing. It's super sketchy. Just like how they incentivized killing people during COVID by offering $50,000 for every patient that was marked as a COVID death.
That's why the numbers were going.
Exactly. You still there? Can you? I think we lost connection there for a second. Let's see.
That's some shit I didn't know. See, I told y'all, bro, we coming up with all kinds of good shit.
Crazy stuff. Totally crazy. All right, so let's wrap it up. Anything else you want to add before we close it out?
Man, we love y'all, bro. We love y'all, bro. And we know it's more people watching our channel than because I've been messaged on Twitter and told, like, you know what I'm saying, that it don't make no sense because it's just crazy. But we know more people are watching because the views that show on the video and the views that is in our YouTube studio for the channel, it shows like two totally different things. So I know the comments that we talk about are like shadow ban, what do they call it, shadow ban, like you say a certain thing, yeah, like they like there's an algorithm that makes your numbers, even if you get views or subscribers, your numbers will only go up a certain much. Like right now, bro, it like
impression that you're not being watched for viewers. So viewers think that you're, you know, that
viewers,
you're not being
you're
watched.
nobody. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, bro. Like I know just from like Lou plugging us that there's gonna be like, you know what I mean? But I ain't worried about it. It is what it is, bro. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back, you know, Lord willing, hopefully tomorrow night, and see what's going on, you know. But thanks for everybody for joining us. Dre, always a pleasure to talk with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk with you guys soon.
All right.
Night.
Peace.